Everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Samiksha. If you are new to my channel, I make videos on academic and career related topics. I also make a lot of content on studying and working in Germany. You can contact me on my email ID about studying and working in Germany. You can also write to me on Instagram. This is my Instagram handle. In today's video, I am going to discuss the 10 most commonly asked questions by students. So let's start with the first question, which is where do we start? So if you are studying your bachelor, you are planning to do a master in Germany, the one step which I did was to go to the dart.de website, find out the courses that you would like to study, and make a list of the courses and the universities that are offering these courses. Now, and write down the requirements of the university. Check whether the program that you're interested in is offered in English or German. Is German really required to study in Germany? No. There are a lot of courses offered in English. So if your course is offered in English, you only need to show that you are proficient in English, for which you have to appear for the IELTS exam, and most universities have a cutoff of 6.5 or 7. Apart from giving the IELTS exam, various universities also offer you the possibility where you could show that my entire studies have been done in English. And if you have certificates like these, you could also use that as an alternative. It depends what your university requires. If your program of choice is in German, then you would have to appear probably for a B2 or C1 level German exam by Goethe, or you might have to give a test staff exam. So it depends on the course that you are going to study in. Then the question comes that, okay, I will study an English taught program, but will I get a job after I graduate? Answer to this question is yes, you need to know the language. So number one thing is that you need to know the language because you can integrate easily. You can, it helps you in your everyday life. If you are in a store and you want to ask a question to the cashier, for example, then it will help you. The second thing is that yes, when you graduate, even if your program was in English, like my program was in English, I still worked on my German because I knew that it will help me to get a job. So if you see the requirements by most companies, they write that we need a B1 level of proficiency in German, or even a native level of proficiency. Makes your profile more competitive in comparison to other candidates. And really, the job market is very competitive at the moment. My suggestion is, if you've decided to come to study in Germany, start learning the language already. Come here with an A1, A2 level, work on your A2, B1, B2 if you can, but constantly keep working on your language skills. It really helps. It's hard, but we are all in the same boat. And this is all about the language related questions. So another question is, what are the most important documents for a student visa? So firstly, to apply for a German student visa, you need to take an appointment, local VFS office. VFS is basically the middleman, takes all your documents and sends it to the embassy. Apply for a student visa. The most important document is an admit letter. You need a blocked account. What is a blocked account? It is basically an account where you block 11,000 euros. This is to show the visa officer that you have the required funds to sustain yourself when you are studying in Germany for 1 year. So most important document is a student blocked account with approximately 11,900 euros as of today. University admit, you need an APS certificate which verifies that all your academic documents so far are authentic. Need a health insurance. So when you open a blocked account, for example, if you open it with Expatrio like I did, then you get the health insurance along with the blocked account in their value package, which is a good value for money. Someone asked me once, is healthcare free in Germany? It's not free. Taking the healthcare insurance is mandatory in Germany, which means that obviously if you pay for an insurance, when you do go to the doctor, your insurance pays for the services. Pay the insurance every month. It is mandatory. There's no way out. You have to pay the monthly insurance. This is around 125 euros per month as a student. When you start working, it's all the more much higher. You can see my video on salary slip components to get an idea of how much health insurance would be, how much money would be deducted from your annual salary for health insurance. It's a huge amount of money. You have to, but that's the social security system in Germany. Everyone has to have a health insurance. Another question is, how is the culture in Germany? How is the life in Germany? Depends also on where you stay, whether you stay in Munich or Berlin or Hamburg or Frankfurt. In Munich, my experience has been that it is a quiet city. It's not, does not have a nightlife. As a student, I don't think you require it, but just to give a context, Germany has a very good public transportation system. The transportation system is amazing. It's very super clean, and at least I'm just talking about Munich. Because the transportation system is very well connected, you want to go from A to B, you can do so easily. There are a lot of buses, S-Bahn, U-Bahn, so underground transport, local regional transport connecting the districts around in and around Munich. Munich is also very cycle friendly, so I have a bike and have different lanes on the street for pedestrians and also for cyclists. Mostly it's more comfortable during summer. During winters this can be bad. How bad are the winters? Not as bad as Canada. You come from countries like India, Mumbai for example, where you're absolutely not used to winters, then it could be harsh winters for you. The lowest temperature that I have experienced is -10 degrees Celsius, and winter is mainly from November to February or March. Harsh not only because of the low temperatures, but also because of everything is quite gloomy around you except for when it's snowing. It could be depressive for some people, but if you continue to, immerse yourself in studies and keep going to the university and keep yourself busy, you're doing some sport and try to keep yourself busy during this time, then it should not affect you as much. Don't just sit at home. Find yourself some activity, indoor activities that you can engage in so that you are not feeling depressed and lonely during the winters. How is the job market after you graduate? So first thing, that after you graduate, you get approximately 18 months of time for seeking a job. When you graduate, you convert your student visa to job seeker visa. Now, obviously, the more money you show, the more extension you get. So, for example, if I show 15,000 euros, I get 18 months extension. If I show 11,000 euros, I get 12 months extension. If I show 5,000 euros, I get 6 months extension. Obviously, the first time that you go for getting a job seeker visa, you show 5,000 euros because you think that yes, you will get a job in 6 months, job seeker visa for 6 months. If you don't get it in 6 months, you go back to the immigration officer, show him again another 6,000 euros and get it extended. But maximum, this will only get extended to 18 months. Need 18 months really to seek a job? No, I don't think so. There are rare cases, but usually you should get a job 2 to 3 months. If actually people even have the admit just before they graduate. So if you're a working student at a particular company, then the company might convert your working student position into a full-time position if they have a vacant position and they like the way you work. It's always helpful to have a working student position in your last semesters if you get the opportunity. If not, start seeking a job while you're writing your thesis. Start well ahead in advance. This will give you the opportunity to appear for some interviews and prepare yourself, even land a job before you graduate. So it happens with a lot of people and it's nothing very rare. So try to prepare yourself ahead in advance. But after you graduate, I think 6 months should be more than enough to be able to find a job. I'm not going number wise, I realize, but I'm just trying to think which are the most important questions. What is working life like? So I was a student for 2 years and then I got a job. Going to be about 2 years that I'm working here now. I think I can answer the question. It's very nice work. You have a very good work-life balance. 40 hours of working full-time a week. You get approximately 30 days of annual leave. Holidays a year are very much encouraged to use because you don't get money for those holidays that remain at the end of the year. You must use them, otherwise they will lapse. It's much promoted that you go for vacations, you take a break for yourself. Work life is actually, I really like the work life balance in Europe. It's not very taxing. Work environment is nice. Obviously, there are not as many breaks as we used to take in India, but then again, in India, the working time is then longer because we first go for a chai break, then a lunch break, another chai break, a work break. This is something that I didn't experience at my workplace. You do take coffee breaks, but it's not like, in India, we go in groups and have chai or a coffee. And this is something that I missed here. Colleagues are mostly, it's more professional in comparison to India, where work colleagues can actually become your best friends, right? So these are some differences between the working culture between India and Germany. How was my student life? So my student life was also very nice. Our education system in Germany is very practical, very logic oriented. I had a little bit of a tough time adjusting to the examination pattern. Sometimes it felt like what I studied was not what was asked in the exam. So a lot of focus is on self-study. They really push you a lot to study yourself. Not everything is spoon fed or taught in the classroom. You learn, with your, maybe in your first semester you get a shock, but next semester you might do a little better, in your third semester much better, and eventually you get the hang of it. So you just need to work hard and everything will fall into place. If you come from India, Germany, it can feel like there's a lot of paperwork that you have to do. You get letters for a lot of things. You have to really keep an eye at your post box for some important things to ensure that you don't miss out an important document. Everything needs to be nicely filed and kept. If you're not used to something like this, can feel very overwhelmed, but again, it's all a question of habit and you get used to. Indeed, a lot of bureaucracy involved in terms of first getting your city registration done within 2 weeks of arriving here. Then you need to get your residence permit sorted and your bank account. So it can really feel like a lot when you first arrive to Germany, but get information, talk to your peers, your seniors, identify where to get an appointment, how to get an appointment. The more you connect to people, the more you network, the more ideas you get. So don't be in your shell. Try to talk to more and more people to gather more information and experiences. This is very important. Learn from experiences. So I think I covered most commonly asked questions. I don't know if I covered 10 questions, I covered more or less, but I just went by the flow and answered some commonly asked questions that came to my mind. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Of course, there are views on my channel, but not enough subscribers. So I would really encourage that if you like my content and if you find it informative, then please press the subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified for my upcoming videos. I will see you in my next video. Until then, bye and take care.